topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health and mindset issues and create a custom, natural, holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I certainly can make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had a health and mindset transformation, and kept fit and trim for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power. And it's been actually over 12 years. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51 when I never ran from childhood to adulthood due to foot pain. And I have done 8 half marathons so far. Mindset is the key to lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. You can go to the next slide. And I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing your health. Not that slide. In any type of health. Releasing weight efficiently. You can go back to my slide. And enhancing your mindset. With my clients, you can go back to my slide. I guess we're not going to. Anyways, I enhance your mindset, where I actually have my clients recognize that their thoughts, feelings, and emotions would drive their actions and results. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. That's why it's crucial to have a positive mindset in life. And it's also imperative to manage those low vibrational emotions and laugh them off and release them. Because all they're going to do is slow you down and get you stuck physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Like a hot air balloon that has ballasts, I help my clients release those emotional ballasts and baggage so they can uplift to a better, happier, healthier life. In turn, they are releasing their stress, getting healthier, and they're reshaping their core beliefs. You'll see and feel the differences with my coaching programs. Ask me about them. Set up a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLives. LIV as in Victory ES.com/Linktree, LINKTREE. And I'll guide you to that better, happier, healthier life with custom, unique solutions to you in the areas of mind, body, and soul. And today, my guest is Ronnie Loaiza, a certified habit coach. Ronnie, you don't need to show her offer right now. Ronnie shows how to build easy, doable habits that will support your job, health, and personal life. Best of all, you don't need to rely on unsustainable discipline or constant exhausting grind of willpower. Ronnie shows you how you can run on innate momentum by depending on your habits, because habits are second nature and they're not forced. This is true for habitual way of thinking as well. Her process is a form of reprogramming yourself with tiny progressive habits so that your behaviors toward your goals become your identity, who you are. Very similar to what I do with my mindset coaching. Not only is she a certified habit coach, she's also a master certified professional life coach and a certified personal trainer and a solopreneur. Today, we're going to be talking about you are your habits and your habits are you. So let's welcome Ronnie Loaiza. I got that name wrong. A certified health certified habit coach, Ronnie. Welcome to my show.
I'm really glad to be here. Hi, Debbie. Hi, all. Yeah, it's Ronnie Loaiza. Three of vowels together is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you for correcting. Loaiza. Okay, thank you. I got it right, I think, for the first time. The second time I messed it up. Anyways.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when it comes to habits, people sometimes are good at them and sometimes are not. And obviously, there's a massive myth out there that persists across personal lives, like fitness and health, and especially in the business world. This success comes from having this success, they think, is from having more discipline, motivation, and willpower. Um, but most, it's just we're running on empty and trying too hard. It's really a male perspective on it all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what's the truth and what keeps us consistent?
Well, that's just it. What keeps you consistent is inertia. That's it. All right. It was nice talking to you. No, it's momentum. Really, when you think about it, I don't know what you call those things. It's a bar and it has like 6 silver balls, and one you grab the ball at the end and then you release and boom, it knocks the other ones. Momentum, momentum, momentum. Or the same with dominoes. You know what I'm talking about? At the very end, the last ball goes up and then it knocks in again and goes through the balls, and the end ball again goes up. So momentum is just what goes in motion stays in motion. And it's interesting that you brought up the male aspect of it. I get that. because they're always going, you got to have willpower and
you got to push through this.
And the thing is, the most successful, whatever successful means to you, but let's just talk dollar signs, euros, yen. Okay. Let's just talk money. Tom Corley, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he did this huge study from 2004 to 2009. And he was, I remember, on 60 Minutes, CNN, Forbes magazine, Wall Street Journal, you name it, because he did a study on the richest people in the world. Richest meaning money, right? And successful companies and all this. Now he jokes around like it would be billionaires, but back then millionaires was the big thing, right? So from 2004 to 2009, he found, Debbie, that 76% of the most successful people, women included, but they were mostly men, had systems in place in their companies, right? Now, we know this if you're an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, self-employed, but even if you work at a company, you know that the most successful companies have systems in place, whether you're talking about systemized workflows, systemized emails, system. Think about it, Debbie. Your habits are fast, rapid systems in our brain. Boom, 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 boom. It happens. Boom, but you don't think about it. And he also found that 76% of those millionaires he studied exercise every single day. Even on their rest days, they had to move. Because it's weird if they didn't. Thus, the title of our episode today, what we're looking at, you are your habits. Your habits are you. And I used to get resistance on that. But when you look at, well, what do I do every day, all day long, automatically? That kind of describes you. It's what you do on autopilot. Mm-hmm. And that drives half your day. 40 to 60% of your day are habits. So you are your habits because it's what you do. It's how, and think of it as sort of, well, going back to your question for momentum and consistency. When it's systemized, it's consistent on autopilot. You don't waste so much energy forcing yourself. And they don't, and the most successful people don't depend on willpower. It's just that once in a while, of course, willpower is good. You have to have the power, and it comes from your will to do it. But if you're constantly revving up and revving up and revving up that willpower, just saying it and listening to me is exhausting. That's what leads to burnout. If you're constantly being harsh on yourself, you stop being harsh on yourself after a while and just quit and pick up that bag of Doritos or whatever. And if you're constantly waiting to feel motivated, you and I both know you don't always feel motivated. But if you do the minimal, tiny little action that with repetition becomes a habit. If you do that little habit that got you on track and will keep you on track, even in the minimal amount towards your goal, it's still consistency.
Very true. And sometimes people have a hard time finding that habit that gets them moving. And it's a matter of modifying things as you go along, reviewing what's not working and changing it. And so you'll get into a pattern. And sometimes when you're on autopilot, you may want to stop and interrupt yourself because maybe you need to do something a little different.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because when we're creating habits, all my clients without fail always want to do more. Don't they? They want that big thing, the big program. I'm sure they work with you and you have to rein them back a little bit. And usually when they're picking something to do, it's like, yeah, I need habits. It's like, well, no, you didn't come to me for habits. You came to me with a goal. But let's get away from the big vision. Let's get away from the big goal. I want to lose 25 pounds. I want to drop my cholesterol. I want to have better blood pressure. I don't want to hurt anymore when I get out of bed, whatever it is. People always come with that goal. Why do you want that goal? And I know, Debbie, we hear it all the time. Know your why, right? But it's just like, a surgeon going into surgery. You have to scrub up, right? You have to scrub it. That's your why. You have to do it. It's necessary. You really have to know, what is it that you value about this goal?
Very true.
What do you
value? They will do it. Yes, very true.
And you might say, well, I want to be sexier. I want to look better in my clothes. I want to feel young again, whatever. Okay, why? Why? The 7 layers of why. And great.
And motivate them.
You had your why when you started running. You had a why.
I was amazed. I started running and I wouldn't let it go.
No, because all of a sudden you saw a little change. I'm sure you didn't drop 70 pounds in one day or 1 week or 1 month.
No, 6 months.
You kept putting your shoes on, tying your shoelaces, and getting out there.
And running took a little bit longer because I never ran my whole entire life. I mean, it was almost like, oh my God, I can run now, and you couldn't stop me.
Right? Because your knee all of a sudden didn't hurt anymore because of the weight. It was a vicious circle. Well, same thing here. Unfortunately, Debbie, many people aren't like you. Many people start running and then stop. They're like Forrest Gump because they started too fast, too strong, too much. One step at a time. So back to what I was saying, most of my clients come to me with, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. Okay. And we really whittle it down. Pick an action, not a habit. Pick an action that with repetition times 20,000 forms into a habit. We weren't born out of our mommy's womb with habits. We even had to learn how to eat. Some of us were bottled. Some of us didn't go for, went for the breast, but whatever your style was, you did that every day. It became a habit. We conditioned ourselves in our habits, and you were conditioned by your parents, your family, your school, your society, communities, whatever. We've been conditioned, and we conditioned ourselves. The good news is we can still condition ourselves. You are never too old or too set in your ways to create a habit and to ditch a bad one.
Yeah, and it's important that, with life, because life is ever changing, is that you change with it and kind of go with it and, create new actions that lead up to the habits. And tiny habits build up over time and they become a more solid habit. But if you find things are not working for you, then you need to step back and go, okay, why isn't it not working? Well, maybe just like you were saying before, I didn't go running. I actually started off, off soft. But my whole point was a friend asked me, why don't we do a half marathon? I looked at her, are you nuts? And then I got so hooked by the Stampede, and that's why I do them. But I only do one a year because it just takes too much time to train for them and get conditioned for it to really.
Well, you just said the key words: train yourself. You have to train yourself, condition yourself for that habit. And to your point of being flexible, when I start with my clients, I have them pick 10 actions, and they're like, really 10? Throw spaghetti on the wall, how silly it may sound. And then, okay, they always come up with 10 possible actions. And I always have to rein them into. It's like little action. It could be as small as, okay, what are you in the habit of eating when you're stressed? Lay's potato chips. Okay, can you put half that bag in a bowl and eat half a banana with it? Maybe something as tiny as that. I'm not taking away their chips. I'm just adding a banana to it or some protein. You know what I mean? But they come up with 10 actions, and then we whittle it down to 5. And we rate them. How enjoyable is it? How efficient is it? How there's several columns that they rank from 1 to 5, how doable, whatever it is. And they always want to do 3 or 4, right? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm sure you can do 3 or 4. Just pick one. And they're like, is that enough? I'm like, it has to be a habit. Going to the gym is not a habit. That's part of your habit of doing something physical every day.
Mm-hmm.
Eating healthy is not a habit. Picking that apple over those Skittles. And then the next day, picking half a banana instead of this. It's every day, repeat.
Yeah.
So to your point of you have to be able to change and reflect, I always say, this is not it. It may not even work. And they get like, oh, this surprised look on their face. You put on your white lab coat. We're taking data.
Exactly.
How do you feel? Are you doing it? When you aren't doing it, if you skip once, okay, you're human. You're not used to it yet. Twice, well, it depends what length of a time you skipped it twice. If it's 3 or 4 times, it's a problem. If you resist it, we look at what's going on. It's sort of like testing a medicine or something. Let's test it. If it doesn't work, let's find out why. Let's change. Let's tweak it. Let's pick another action.
That's why I have them review it, what's going on with that particular habit. And yes, one of them is best to do because it's easier to manage. And in all reality, I always went to the gym, before I couldn't run. And so that was something that became a program thing for me. But when I started running, I just had a love for it. And it's like, if I don't run, I'm like it's been raining a lot lately. Yeah. I do run in the rain, but it's been really cold and windy. So I don't do that. I always ski in the snow when there's a blizzard, but I don't want to do that when I run. I just get too wet.
Right. Yeah.
But my whole point is that, there's certain limitations, and I know I can always get back to it, but I may be dancing in my house. I may be moving my body and doing other things in my house instead of to keep some kind of motion in my body.
Because it's weird if you don't.
For circulating lymph and emotions and making you feel better. So that's what
I joke around because I know you work with different areas and different fields with your clients, and so do I. When it comes to like things that are good for you, I know that people take supplements or they take certain things, right? I always say I'm not a habitual person. Well, we all have habits, so that's a misnomer. I mean, I'm not in the habit of taking medicines or I forget the vitamins. I'm not a habitual person when it comes to that. I know myself. I could, though. Now I take red yeast rice because of high cholesterol. It's genetic because my diet is great, but it's been genetic since 2010. I don't want to take statins. God love you if you take them and your doctor and you want them. I'm not anti-statin. It's just for as long as I can. I don't want to. So a cardiologist who just ran a whole workup on me last year, she's like, you're right. Maybe when you're older, you might need statins because mine is genetic from my family. But why don't you take red yeast rice? I had never heard of it, Debbie. Had you?
No, I haven't, but in all reality, you don't need to take statins as long as you have the right nutrients.
Exactly.
Okay? And one thing that's great,
doctors. Okay, go ahead.
One thing that's great for cholesterol is actually EFAs.
Yes.
A good quality EFA is great for cholesterol and bringing it down. It kind of that EFA is so important, not only to carry things to your hormones, but also, it helps you with your skin and eyes and the brain.
Well, it works with your metabolism. So your metabolism tells those certain organs, let's make these glands, release these hormones, get rid of these hormones.
Exactly. So that's why EFAs are just, a good quality EFA, not something that's been sitting on the shelf forever. Right. But something that's a good quality EFA that I have access to are best to utilize. But, you can't just, what can I say, cherry pick a nutrient because you need things with cofactors work together with different supplementation.
Right.
And that's why I always recommend the 90 essential nutrients because it's made a big difference for me. I had no idea. When I was releasing my weight, I was dead with energy. And within 4 days, after taking this product, it actually gave me natural energy. Yeah. And then later on, inflammation got reduced and voila.
If people don't know what it is, it's essential fatty acids, just in case. I'm not being,
Yeah.
all geeky, but somebody might go, what's an EFA? It's just your omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. And by the way, we get too many omega-6 in a lot of processed foods. So take more
Yes, we
omega-3
do.
and omega-9. But my doctor, my cardiologist said, look at red yeast rice. And when you look at it, it's a pill and it's called red yeast rice. You can get powders as well. And it's just herbal. It comes from plants and it has the same natural chemical makeup as a what do you call it? Synthetic statin. It does the exact same thing as a statin. So it's nature's statin.
There's
It
also
got my cholesterol down. I also eat salmon skin. People are like, what? Yeah, it's great fat. That's an omega. You
It's
know,
also has to do with collagen. But another thing that, there are herbals out there that do help you with that.
yeah.
And I have access to that as well.
Yeah, and a lot of
So
teas and stuff. But my point is, I've always said I can't take vitamins. I'm not a habitual kind of girl. But all of a sudden, my cholesterol really started going up 2 years ago, and I'm like, all of a sudden, I started a habit. But here's how: your habits are you. You are your habits. I
exactly.
always have people link a new action that will form into a habit, whatever it is we pick, to something you already do, because we're busy people and we're not used to following the new thing and adding more stuff to our day. So, for example, I drink my herbal tea in the morning. I know I should drink water, but I don't like water, so I drink herbal tea. If I have to drink water, I will, but before any coffee or anything. So as I'm doing my calisthenics, which is a habit, and my water is dripping in. It's hot already from my Keurig, and I put my tea bag in it, my herbal tea. As soon as I'm ready to drink my tea, I already have my three things I'm going to take that day already right by that glass or that cup. So
Mhm.
it's turned into a habit. I can't
Exactly.
drink it without having those three things that I take for my health. So I've
Mhm.
made it into a habit, into something I already do. It doesn't take any more than opening a bottle, getting the pill, closing the bottle. It's become a
Exactly.
habit.
And you have it like for me, I just put everything together while I'm cooking. So I,
Right.
I cook my breakfast, I have my tea, I put my supplements together for the whole day. I only do a day at a time. And then I have everything set. So when I sit down for breakfast, I have what I need. I sit down for lunch, I have what I need. I sit down for dinner, I have what I need.
Yeah.
And I
You
drink half my body weight in number of hydrogen water.
yeah.
And I love hydrogen water. It really works really well with me. And I, that's what's really made me healthier is by drinking a lot of water. Um, as you know, exercise like you do, and changing from going to the gym and running outside, that was a liberating.
That's your thing. My thing is strength training. It's
Yeah.
you're not going to get me running unless I'm in a hurry and I have to catch a bus. I mean, and that's in a city.
No, I
Um,
prefer to be outside. So because I'm
yeah,
more of an outside person. It all depends on your lifestyle, you know?
yeah. And the thing is, I really got into strength training, but that's another session, another wonderful live. But I got into strength training specifically because of I had osteopenia and they
Hmm.
didn't want that turning into osteoporosis and because of my cholesterol. So I got in and because I had degenerative disc disease, which is really you're losing the liquid between your vertebrae. Because
Yeah.
when I was younger, like in my 20s, I just banged the hell out of my body. I used to run, but I used to really bang it up. I used to dance. I used to do remember this, step aerobics. It's now called cardio. I just really banged the heck out of my body, and I was prone to the degenerative disc disease anyway. So, long story short, I got put with a corrective exercise personal trainer. I'm like, really? Okay. Within 2 weeks, I didn't hurt anymore. This was after two Western medical doctors. One wanted to fuse my spine. Everybody else just wanted to write prescriptions. And I tried acupuncture, I tried decompression, I tried chiropractors. Nothing would work. I wanted it to work. I finally learned how to work out properly, and it was strength training. And I was so into it, my personal trainer said, "You need to become a personal trainer." And I'm like, "I'm not very athletic." And I was 46 at the time. I'm like, "Who does that?" She's like, "You're your own walking billboard. You're in better shape now." And I made it my mission. I decided like a year later, I think I'll be a personal trainer. When I became a personal trainer, I made it my mission to make sure that particular client, each particular client was as fit as that particular client could be. Because we could all, be handed a workout plan. We can all download it. We can all go to YouTube. No, it's how fit you can be. And what worked for me and my clients, my most successful clients, were getting them in the habit of just showing up. It wasn't the workout routine. That's part of their habit. I got them into habits. Fast forward 10 years later, when I decided to become a coach, I would help people by implementing that. Like, okay, let's take one action. When you decide what you're going to do for whatever goal you're going after, a health goal or whatever it is, okay, what's one tiny action? Let's slow it down. Let's make sure we do it every day. I implemented that habit style. And then I found out there was such a thing. I mean, I knew there was a science of behavior change and habit building, but there was such a thing as certified coaching. So I became a certified habit coach. That's how that happened. So I like strength training because women lose muscle mass. Men do too, but they lose less faster. They lose it slower. And we need to build our hormones. So we need to work our muscles.
Yeah, and you need to eat enough protein a day to keep that muscle mass, intact.
We do not eat enough protein. We're supposed to eat 30 to 50 grams a day.
Mm-hmm.
I think most women barely eat 12 grams. And women do the old thing, and I say old, like in the 70s and 80s, where women used to work out on an empty stomach because supposedly it burned more fat. And we used to like not eat enough all day. And women are on perpetual diets. And so what I try to get my clients to do, and what they do succeed in, is get off the diet. You can have a nutritional plan at first, but all diets around the world work as long as you're doing them. But that's not your lifestyle. That's a diet. It's temporary. Or all these hacks and all these, challenges and detoxes that so many people try, they're temporary. Let's make it, what will you do every day of your life that you maintain your health?
Well, that's why I do lifestyle versus diet, because diet has the word die in it. But also you need actually around, I need around 80 grams of protein a day.
That's awesome.
Because it's 70% of your body weight to maintain muscle mass, especially as you get older.
0.06 grams per pound that you have, like you weigh 100 pounds, multiply that.
It's 1.8, I think, or something like. It's close to that.
And so
I've been told that's 80 grams. So because I weigh around 120 pounds. So that's my whole point, is that you just need enough protein to keep you going, and it's going to make you more satisfied. You won't snack. It will help you, help you boost your metabolism, and it's going to help you release the weight if you need to. It's just you need to modify that. I mean, I'm a person that lost weight with keto, which was moderate protein, high healthy fats, and a clean diet is what I had, and that's great for losing it. But when I kind of went into maintenance and added more protein, and it became my lifestyle. I still eat in a keto way. I don't eat any carbs to go running. I burn fat instead. So when I train for my half marathons, I tend to lose more weight, but then the rest of the year I'm fine. But my whole point is that it's important to pay attention to your body to see what it needs.
Yeah.
I mean, last week I had a whole thing about awareness of what's going on physically, mentally, emotionally. Pay attention to your body, and you don't necessarily have to snack. If you're snacking after 3 p.m., that means your body's fatiguing. You're having mental fatigue. You're having you don't have enough mineral content in your system that will keep you from snacking. So that's the whole point, is that there's ways you can modify your lifestyle to live a healthier lifestyle. And
the thing is,
live in 100 or more. So that's
I mean, people read this, go, eat healthy and sleep more, sleep better, and eat better and move. Okay, we know that. We can AI that. We can do searches, whatever. The problem people have is, what are they in the habit of doing now? And what are you in the habit of doing? That includes the, quote, bad stuff. And the thing is, our brains only do what they're used to. Our brains do what they're used to. And this is why our brains are really lazy, and they want you to be lazy. Our brains want us to be lazy because our brains actually spend more energy thinking. We actually use 20% of glucose, or ketones, since you're in keto, ketones, thinking and making decisions. We actually expend energy thinking. And you have to think when you're constantly dieting, hacking, forcing yourself to go work out when you don't want to. When you don't think about it, it's like, oh, I'm going to go walk now. Oh, I'm going to do this. And it's on autopilot. You don't expend all that energy. You don't expend all that energy.
Well,
So
you need to like what
instead
you're
of like fighting yourself, I got to change. It's like do it little by little and make it
exactly.
habit and your habitual way of thinking.
Yeah, you got to like what you're doing. You don't do something you don't like because it's
Yeah.
not going to stick. And so that's my whole point, and that's your point too. It's not going to stick unless you find it beneficial, valuable, and something that you're able to do. But you
Yeah.
can modify the way you think by, we are with life. A lot of people are on autopilot, and they're not really learning when they are on autopilot. And sometimes you just need to change something to just brighten up your brain.
Oh yeah.
To make it to so that you can be able to do other things. So when it comes to mindset, you got to find where people are. Find, like you said, you found something that you can relate to, that you can modify and make it a little bit better with small progressive habits or actions that becomes a habit. And that's similar to what I do. I look at something where they are, where their core beliefs are, and then I work through those avenues. I'm approaching it in a different way than you are, but it's very similar.
Oh no, it's similar in that it's holistic, and people misuse the word holistic. They think it's whole, like WHO, and I get that, like Whole Foods. No. Holistic literally means mind, body, spirit, or mind, body, psyche, or mind, body, soul. It's that it all works together. Your physicality works with what you're thinking, with your emotions, so it's all there.
Holistic actually is whole life, mind, body, and soul.
Spirit,
and
soul,
how you live your life.
Yeah,
So it
resonates with you.
holistic.
Yeah. People always think whole, like I eat holistically. Really? What does that mean? I eat clean. It's like, no, that's not it. They just don't understand that what holistic is. So we do, because mine is literally when you are, first of all, I'd like to go back and then hit on the celebrative part, because that's really important, is celebrating yourself. But let's go back to what you said. It just escaped my mind, but you brought it up.
Well,
systems, accountability habits. Oh, yeah. Okay. Think about what you do already. You meet them where they are.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Most people think, well, I kind of eat right and I count my calories. Okay, let's take it back and start from the foundation.
Yes.
I have people do this and it makes them kind of uncomfortable. But then when they really look at it this way, it's like, ooh, a light goes on. What are you in the habit of eating? I don't know why that rubs people the wrong way, but you're in the habit of your go-to food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it could be cultural. It could be what your family eats. It's just what you've conditioned yourself to eat. How much are you in the habit of eating? That's how I would like people to look at it. How much are you in the habit of eating? Because I am in the habit of eating so much. That's why I can't stand, we're going on vacation. So don't restrict yourself in the first place, and you don't have to restrict yourself when you're on vacation. Sure, you can have gelato every day. That doesn't mean you're going to overeat. So how much are you in the habit of eating? And sometimes you eat more when you go out socially because you're not thinking and everybody's talking. They serve those nachos while you're waiting for your dinner, and everybody just grabs in all at the same time. It's like, whoa. Okay, if you're not doing it normally during your day, don't overeat when you go out. Eat. Don't overeat. People always ask me, how do you stay in such shape? Because they see what I eat. I eat well, but I don't restrict myself. It's like, well, I eat. I don't overeat. And I'm not restricting myself counting calories. You know how much is overeating, or you get in the habit of it. It's like, really look at how much you're eating. Secondly, and I don't know about you, Debbie, but I'm from a generation where I had to clean the plate. I could not leave.
Yeah, my parents were that. You know what's funny? My parents were that way too. And I got to the point where it's like, okay, ship this to India. And the FedEx said to
Mine was Ethiopia.
I got that time it was UPS it to India. And my father looked at me and went,
They're still starving even if I eat mine. So a lot of it is culture, and it was my mom's way of making sure that we knew we were loved, and you don't waste. They also came from the World War II era, so I get that.
Missionary, yes.
Yeah. So you look at how much are you in the habit of eating, and thirdly, and here's the big one for a lot of women I speak to, more so than men. I am broad brushing, but there's a reason. See if you can relate, Debbie. How are you in the habit of eating? In front of the computer, in the car, picking up the kids, standing in the kitchen thinking about what you'll make for dinner. I have heard that several times.
Yes.
Literally, when you start looking at how you eat, it's like, well, and then they start realizing I'm eating in front of the refrigerator thinking, what am I going to make for dinner? Or,
Yeah.
or how they get really stressed and they go on that couch and they open up the bag of Lay's when they have fruit in the house, because that's your go-to mindless eating or stress eating, right?
Exactly.
So we start small. We start small. First, you got to know what you're doing to know what to start tweaking and how. And it's funny that you said you got to do what you enjoy, because when I was a personal trainer, people would ask me stuff like, should I do Zumba or should I do Pilates? Yes. Well, what do you mean? Do what you will do.
Exactly.
What will you do even when you least feel like it?
Exactly.
I venture to say, what will you do even when you least feel like it? Debbie will go for a walk, an hour run,
Or I run and you walk, or we just do both. It doesn't really matter. But let's give you a chance to talk about your offer today, and we have more time at the end. We'll have more time at the end. So, what is your offer today?
Well, I would love to give a chat, but a lot of people think, uh-oh, this means a sales call. It's not. I really do want you to come and really decipher what really is your struggle, your problem. I mean, what really is it? You might think you know what it is, but it's sort of like, I don't know if you've been to France. I liken it to France because I used to live there out of college. Is our buildings are set first floor, second floor, third floor here in the United States, right? When you go to France, and I think other European countries, the ground floor is called rez-de-chaussée. It's the ground floor. We skip that. We skip the ground floor. We skip, why are you doing this? And if you're not doing what you want to be doing, what are you resisting? Why are you resisting it? Or what void are you filling? So I'd like to offer a call where we really get down to the nitty gritty and find out, okay, that's your goal. What's the problem? So it's a working session. It's a real working session.
And you give them a PDF of some kind. And
habit chaining. I love that habit chaining. Is you chain a new action to something you already do.
Okay, change. Okay. I thought it was changing. But anyways.
No, habit chaining. I like to chain things. I like to link them, because habit stacking, as now it's called since like the past 5 years, it used to be habit chaining. Habit stacking, it sounds like you're stacking more and more. And it just feels heavy to me.
That's
but whatever you call it.
So I apologize for the typo, because I thought you meant a change. And you just mentioned Debi changes lives, so it's change. So it's like a cable change. You go to a calendar link, which is at calendly.com. Ronnie, spelled RONNIELO, life coach / chat.
Yeah.
And set that time, get that PDF about chains.
Habit changing.
Yeah, it is habit changing. So it is a chain is one habit changing. So it works anyways. But now, Ronnie, thank you for being on my show. This is a wonderful offer, by the way. Would you like to be a guest on my show again?
I would love to. And I want to leave you with one thing. You're never too old or too set in your ways to create a habit. Really, because I do it all the time. I work with people from their 20s to their 90s, and I'm not kidding.
You're very true on that, but you have more time at the end to say some more stuff. So why don't you stick around to the end, and you can add another thing. Okay. So I'm going to be going over some information, and then I'll be coming back to you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, remember, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I start with your gut and mindset, but I can also help you with blood sugar, hormones, brain and heart, as well as bone and joint, immunity. I help people with anxiousness up to athletes, because I am guiding you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrient products. And these products are going to reduce symptoms. You're going to feel better, possibly release weight like I did. I released an additional 20 pounds. But it's going to make you feel so much better that it's going to uplift your mood. Now, with my mindset coaching, I help you release that stress, emotions, the entanglements that emotions and stress can cause, and release those as well. And I'm there as you're reshaping your core beliefs. So you're enhancing your mindset with my health optimization and weight release. Your body is more efficient. That's the mind-body connection that makes your heart and soul sing. So ask me about my program. Set a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DebiChangesLive as in Victory, ES.com/Linktree, LINKTREE. And there you get to know me, I get to know you, and I'll guide you to the optimum health. And it starts with 1 or 2 assessments. The first one is actually complimentary. It's the health evaluation, where you rate your symptoms the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. Some questions overlap to different categories, answer them all, and you'll get a baseline score. I'll review it with you. When you move forward with my services, I'll create that custom natural holistic strategy in the areas of mind, body, and soul, and we will monitor this on a monthly basis to see your improvement. I also have 2 different body Zyto scans. The first one is the Vizira link. The Vizira link is a transdermal optical imaging app that I actually send to your phone. You scan your face, and it's going directly in to see blood flow for components of energetic, functional, and emotional in different body systems and lifestyles. That emotional one is such a hidden gem because it's Chinese medicine connecting to organs in your body. It creates a wellness report of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. I review it with you because it's quite intensive. It costs $75. But when you move forward with a product or a service, you get a $25 credit toward one of those things. So the Vizira link is quite accurate. It's known as TOI, and you can look that up at pubmed.gov. That's PUBMED.gov. And people will really find that when they take the scan, they're amazed what their body tells them. And you'll be too. Curious? Either you can just take the scan and we'll go over your report, or you ask me questions on my consultation. And on this site are more programs. These are just 3 of them. Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you can be utilizing a new version of you to drive to success. All coaching is done on Zoom, and the first one's always private to you because I am a certified HIPAA health practitioner where any health evaluation is private to you. I also give you a choice between 3 programs. One is actually a natural approach to the GLP-1, and I give you directions how to do that as well. And that GLP program has no injections, by the way. And I also give you instructions how to create that new version of you that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals throughout your journey. The rest of the coaching, whether it's group or private, is the same. We'll be celebrating your wins. I'll be showing you how to use your boards, and I'll guide you over your health and your weight transformation with health tips and mindset tips. You will become a new you. You're welcome to ask me questions on my consultation because the program has changed a little bit. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, Why Fast is for you. It is a intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and turn business your metabolism with rich, dense nutrition and high-quality essential nutrients, and a program of exercise and some recipes. If you feel like you need some coaching, ask me some questions in my consultation. You can do a 4 or 2-week program to get you going. After that, it's up to you if you want to pay for more coaching on that. You can also use smaller programs for mindset enhancement as well as health optimization. But truly, those longer programs are more economical for you. But these smaller programs will give you an idea of what I can create custom for you as well. And I also have these offers for women ages 30 to 100. There's Hope, a complete health system, and I was, it's for people, for women in the pause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And me being in postmenopause, I was really curious why a symptom I was having was happening, and it's something because of postmenopause, and it was a digestive issue. And I really love that probiotic in that product. It's fantastic. There's also a product called Life Balance that helps balances out the hormones a little bit so you feel better, and as well as rejuvenate and lets you age gracefully. Now, that GLP program I was telling you about is the GLP 30-day system from YG GLP 30-day system. It has 3 products in it as well. The first one is called Elevate, which is a shot that you drink for 10 days. Then you would take Activate, which keeps the GLP-1 activated for another 20 days. And all 30 days you would drink Regulate, which is a diaphatic fiber that helps you process your bowel movements out in an efficient way, and get rid of toxin, which the medical model didn't think about. You can ask me questions on wchangeslives.com/Linktree. Now, I also have Debi's coaching chat, which is a complimentary 30-minute coaching session in an intimate group setting. It's not recorded. Video audience gets to see the topics. If you're on an audio podcast, you're more than welcome to send me an email to ask me for the topics. But these are on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's DebiChangesLives.com. That's DebiChangesLive as in victory, es.com/chats. And you'll learn what my coaching is all about. Finally, learn more about alternative health programs, products, offers, article, blogs, upcoming shows, promos, and events by subscribing to my newsletter, which is at DebiChangesLives.com. But this time, /radio TV show, all in lowercase as one word. And I give you a gift, a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal, where you can record your gratitude, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, water, supplements, food, exercising done on a daily basis. You even track your measurements. Then you want to review it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, see your wins and celebrate them, find the gaps to work on. If you need help bridging that gap, you contact me coaching. This journal is a great health and mindset awareness tool. I am certain that you found this show educational, very informative today with habits, and enjoyed it. Reach out to me for my services, products, programs, and offers, and reach out to Ronnie for her offer and services. Now we have time for Ronnie to come back.
Yay, that all sounded great.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about celebrative accountability.
Okay.
I don't know how different people with you act about accountability. Most people say, oh yeah, I want to be held accountable. I want accountability. And then they don't. Because all of a sudden it's like, and they ghost you for a minute, or they're like, sorry, I didn't do it. You know, I work with people who, for example, work with you into implementing what you give them. Because the thing is, you can go to a pharmacy and the pharmacist can hand you a bag full of things. If you don't take them, they do nothing. Or like I said, a personal trainer can say you should do this routine, or you can whatever, look it up online, or your favorite Instagram influencer, and then you don't do it. So I help people implement programs, new lifestyle changes, new supplements, new ways of eating. I help them make it a habit. And how? And one of the things is being accountable, but accountability can sometimes sound like they're answering to you, or you're disciplining them, or you have to answer to your teacher. And it's like, no. Let's celebrate yourself.
Exactly.
Brag on yourself. So for example, stop me when you need to. But for example, I had a lady, it was a recent example, who just did not want to do weights. But her doctor actually said, you're entering perimenopause, you have high blood pressure, you need to start building a little bit more muscle mass, and it's good for your bones. But you need to really start strength training, because walking the dog is great for the dog. What about you? She has 4 kids. She's a busy woman. She didn't feel it. She doesn't like gyms. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, we finally chose on one thing to do. She was going to start walking again anyway. Whether she was at work, she could walk around the building in that neighborhood, or when she worked at home twice a week. She would take a half hour, right? Sometimes longer if she was at home. She decided to do one muscle and only one set, chaining it, habit chaining, to her walk. So her walk incorporated, it was part of her walk, one muscle. Like, let's say I just did biceps, I'm off for my walk. Next day, I'm going to do some bridges, off for my walk. I'm going to do some air squats, off for my walk. I'm just going to do triceps. That's it. She's like, well, will that really help me to lose weight and blah, 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 and get me stronger? It's like, right now we're just working on the habit. It doesn't matter if you work out for 1 minute or 50. You need to be in the habit of picking up that weight. So here's the celebrative accountability. On her way to do it. Okay.
We need to close out the show, but you know what? These are great ideas. And
real quick, in a nutshell, on her way to do it, I'm on my way. I hate this, and I'm on my way anyway. I hate this, and I'm doing it. As soon as she's done, I hated that, and I did it anyway. And your brain starts going, done, capable, noted. So when you start celebrating yourself, it's the same reward you were getting from that bad habit. You get dopamine, celebrate yourself, and then you stop.
Celebrate yourself. And that's why I talk about wins. So we're very similar. We just do things in a little different way.
Yeah.
So thank you for being on my show. I really appreciate you. Continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.